Beauty lies in perception, straight or curved, black or white, abstract or concrete. Beauty lies in a state of mind, light or dark, open or closed, likes or dislikes. Beauty lies in finding perfection. Most of all, beauty lies in imperfection. Kohler Bold Art Powered by Pecha Kucha, an engaging chit-chat that delves deep into the world of art and architecture, travels to the business capital of India, Mumbai.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We're delighted to be back here for a fun-filled Pecha Kucha evening by Kohler Bold Art, featuring 5 leading architects and designers. It's been 5 years that Kohler has been hosting Pecha Kucha nights now. Our theme tonight is Beauty Lies in Imperfection. And I know that we're all curious to know what our panel of 5 thinks. As usual, we will use Pecha Kucha's simple concept for an informal and fun sharing of creative ideas, of works, of thoughts, holiday pictures, just about anything really, in the 2020 format. So I should get on with the task and invite Kohler India's Director Marketing, Sandeep Singh, to make a brief presentation. And we've told him that he's got to do this in the Pecha Kucha style.
My passion for driving cars has always been high since my childhood. And I made many unsuccessful attempts at my dad's Jeep. But that's not the point. The imperfection is that my aspirations have always ran ahead of my capabilities. Our country is full of chaos. And if you visited Chandni Chowk in Old Delhi, you will find that not only do we thrive on this chaos, we actually love this. I am not joking. They even tell the unsuspecting passengers to visit Parathe Wali Gali on the flights landing into Delhi. Every time I think I'm getting closer to perfection, I end up having a performance review or a career conversation with him. And I tell you what, the list of imperfections in me is instantly refreshed. Well, he ends up always by saying, give it some more time, my friend, give it some more time, till your capabilities catch up with your aspirations. I always console myself thinking that it is probably for the last time that he's saying this. शायद उनका आखिरी हो ये सितम, हर सितम ये सोच कर हम सह गए और दिल के अरमा आंसुओं में बह गए. I washed down my aspirations with my tears. Thank you so much.
So we're ready to roll, ladies and gentlemen, the Kohler Pecha Kucha Mumbai edition. So let's find out what our skill masters think about beauty and imperfection. And we'll begin with Sameera Rathore. She's a teacher, a writer, and has founded a critical architectural publication with a focus on Indian architecture called Spade. She believes in cultivating talent and a strong sense of design in today's youth. So, ladies and gentlemen, here is Sameera Rathore.
So much in our practice is about imperfection. The whole fact is that I would like to look at imperfections not as something that is wrong and therefore always have to be corrected, but maybe through the work that we've been doing, look at it as an asset to turn around and find new meanings out of something that could have happened which wasn't supposed to. So I don't even think it's imperfection as much as an opportunity for something new. An ode to imperfections and the sleight of hand. All our lives we're taught to pursue perfection, to overcome weakness, to suppress intuition, to not allow our straight lines to waver. And this also may be a very Western thought. The idea of cyclic time and infinity as nothingness is an Indian phenomenon. So here goes. Let me tell you one thing in the world we live in, 19% of what gets built and designed today is pure shit. There's no sense of design or respect for humanity or anything. They're bad building, that's all. I didn't say it, Frank Gehry did. And that's what he did to a couple of journalists in Spain when they criticized his work. There will always be some imperfection when the human hand and mind is at work. And it is these imperfections that create memorable moments. Homes are meant to be lived in, and so when we see images in magazines which are perfect pictures, we often wonder. And so here's a picture of the caretaker who was caught unawares after he had finished cleaning the home. Or a set of windows that are unaligned and yet create a composition that can engage, constantly create a sense of interest. This picture here, which is of a house in Kashmir, taken recently, creating this whole sense of nostalgia. And so imperfect, but beautiful. This temple that is submerged in water in Banaras, how would you have a moment that is this beautiful and so imaginative that could lead to some more ideas, which actually is imperfect? And then, of course, the imperfection of miscommunication. So here, you often have these little doodles marked for corrections, but watch out, if the contractor's serious, you'd probably get a skylight or a hole in the slab like that, or bridges that don't meet. And so here we are, with a lot of imperfections that we want to take off or use as assets to create things that couldn't have happened otherwise. Because imperfection is beauty, madness is genius, and it's better to be absolutely ridiculous than absolutely boring. Thank you.
So we move on to our next. And we've got Alan Abraham up, principal architect at Abraham John Architects, a multidisciplinary architecture, interior design, landscaping, and urban planning firm that was founded in 1967. Alan today is a dedicated environmentalist championing the greening of living spaces. So, ladies and gentlemen, without any ado, let's hear Alan Abraham tell us what he thinks about beauty and imperfection.
We love nature, very simple, or architects who like to be on the elegant side of things, in the sense that you keep things simple, you keep yourself connected to nature, and the architecture plays itself out. We actually like it being less built up than being more built up. So I guess we are minimalists in that sense. So I got this invitation, and it's really nice because it says 2020 and like, it's not cricket. So anyway, I saw this card and something looked kind of wrong, and then we did this alignment business in the office, and they said it's about 1 mm off. So I guess it's the, it's the printing. So anyway, 2020 is actually about vision. Like you see, at 20 feet, you can see like things really clearly. So like 20/20 vision, that's what architects have, like "A seedha nahi," you know. And that's something like we kind of hone too much. This whole thing is very visual. So I'm not going to be speaking about the beauty and imperfection and sound and music and all these other things. But when we talk about beauty, and I'm going to stick largely to the visual characteristics of beauty, you speak about color, form, flawlessness. I mean, you need to see it to believe it. We look at the Mona Lisa. So Leonardo da Vinci didn't make too many things, just like me. Proposed a lot, didn't make too much. I think only about 14 completed things. Anyway, you've got the Vitruvian Man, you've got Mona Lisa, the perfect couple, perfect proportions. But no man is really perfect. And so we're really beautiful, actually, by this topic. You can improve upon beauty. You can make it good, better, and of course, I mean, beauty takes on different forms. So it can, imperfect is not just more beautiful, it's also fun sometimes. We speak about Beauty and the Beast, and about the fact that beauty is in the eye of the beholder, and you don't know really, for the beast, that beautiful girl is probably very ugly. So, I mean, he'd want another beast, but anyway. So it's a matter of perception. So really, I mean, when clients talk to us, we really have to change their perception. We'll come back to what is imperfection, because this topic is like amazing. Beauty lies in imperfection. So I was like, beauty lies and imperfection. That would have been really nice, because, you know, that would have been like some hot affair. And as architects, we aim for perfection. So the quest is, in itself, we try hard to be perfect. This is a good example of our work. It's really nice. It's perfect switchboard, perfectly nice plumbing, and I don't know, electrician, perfect kaam kiya sir. Plumber, perfect. What's the problem? It's not really beautiful. You can't put the switch plate on it. Then we look for other concepts, like how do you make the imperfect beautiful? So you go into what is now really trendy, artisanal. So you buy like your bread, which is machine cut, it's $20, and you buy artisanal bread, it's like $200. And it's like, wow, and like everything is differently sized, it's got everything happening. The cheese is moldy, it's got germs and worms. It's like beautiful. So artisanal is something that we're trying to call ourselves now. India has the perfect concept. It's called not 2020, it's called 1920, 19 piece. And this concept is like amazing. It's like stretching. It can just stretch everything. So we have like this 19 piece into account, and then, you know, your CAD drawings kind of with that perfect measurement, they seem kind of whatever. And this is a drawing I showed in the office. This is my daughter made. She's beautiful and perfect. Yeah. And people couldn't guess it because I think people are not, I mean, they thought alligator and they thought crocodile, but it's a bottle in a forest. And I think as long as there's creativity, we are good. Thank you.
Now moving on to Pecha Kucha, architect and interior designer at the Center of Living and Planning for Tomorrow. He firmly believes in contributing significantly towards the betterment of built environments and sustainable development. So I'd like to request all of you to put your hands together and welcome Pecha Kucha, who will be speaking on imperfection and beauty.
I don't look at imperfect as imperfect. I read it as I am perfection, or I am perfect. And that's what is imperfect. So just break I and am out of imperfect and it becomes I am perfect. So that's how I look at beauty lies in imperfection, that it's my contribution to what is happening around me, or what is to be done, and create a perfection out of imperfection. And that's where the beauty lies. Finding beauty in a broken world is creating beauty in the world we find. Today's topic has made me think, does beauty lie in imperfection? For architects and designers, the expression of beauty and perfection has been changing with time. What some craftsmen did for this Jaisalmer Haveli may not be what a designer would do today. Some creative soul creates a disruption which is initially scoffed at by others. How can house be considered beautiful if made in glass and steel? This genius was capable of creating a new standard of beauty and perfection. He gave us the golden rectangle made with exposed concrete and painted with bright colors. We find the expression of beauty in imperfection everywhere around us in modern times. Has it become fashionable to be the odd man out? Even to some extent, the way in which people dress reflects this philosophy. Would the Leaning Tower of Pisa been so popular without its imperfect tilt? Or the Jhulta Minars of Ahmedabad would be so famous without its imperfect balance? Look at the work of architect Frank Gehry. The visual riot created for the Walt Disney Concert Hall and the offbeat twist in the dancing house. Where does beauty lie? In perfection or imperfection? Maybe the answer lies in the creativity of an artist or an architect, which can make imperfection into I am perfection to create beauty which others can't visualize. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Pecha. Our next presenter is Puran Kumar, Principal Architect, Studio PKA. Puran established his design studio in 1993. Puran's repertoire of architecture and interior projects is as wide as it is simple. His hallmark space planning and clean line designs are an extension of his sensibilities as a person and as an architect. So it's over to you, Puran, to really share your views on the topic.
There's imperfection around us all the way. Imperfection is about what we do in our lives and how we have the journey of our life, which is never really reaching anywhere. It's just a journey, it's not the destination. In that imperfection around us, there is such beauty, there's such joy about going across every roadblock. Perfect idea of perfection, the beauty, the Vitruvian man, the scale, the perception, the proportions, and everything just so in place. I can't believe that we actually epitomize this as something so close to design. But, well, as I said, we are architects and we are funny people. How about this? How about perfection? How about perfection seen this way? I think beauty really is so subjective. Somebody out there, I can already see guffawing, and I can hear that this is what perfection is all about. It's not the previous slide. Moving on to design, the elements in design, rusted metal, no form, no railing on one side, and yet maybe something like this, when put together, could actually become something like this. We are a family of 4, and we love to travel. We love to travel by road in the country. We love to do cross-country. And there is a 5th member along with us who's always there on these journeys. We call her the Blue Pearl. Now, the Blue Pearl is this 2.8-liter classic Mitsubishi Pajero that is with us for most part of these journeys. One such journey that I took upon was to drive, to drive from home here in Mumbai to Ladakh and back over 3 weeks of period. Here is this car that was taking all of us onto those passes and those treacherous roads, which were non-roads, literally. And somehow during those passes, you believed that you could go through everything that was coming your way as a struggle, as something which you could not possibly fathom or imagine. We took the road and went past the topmost point at Rohtang Pass, and while coming down, and there was only that much distance between you and Manali, this happened. There was a landslide, and a huge rock had come and settled itself at the edge of that road, as you can see, and there was no way of going through. You had a traffic jam, and you had one boulder that had come and done this to the entire pass. And the whole pass was shut, the traffic had got jammed up, and you had no way of getting out of there. There were 2 options that one had: resign and be there because it was Tuesday and no JCB will come up to remove the boulder, or try and get people. Let's move the mountain so that we can all go down to Manali. We managed to get people to bring the tools and bring their hands and try and roll that rock off. And boy, was that one experience over the next few hours. And then, when you had been done with that, this is what we managed. We managed to get that huge rock going down the slope with people watching and making sure that it was not happening over others. With all that effort, we managed to move it only by a few inches, just about so much. And someone once told me that I know the width of my car. That's stuck here. And I thought that that was good enough for the car to go through the space that we had made. I went back running to my car. I got into my car, and I told everybody to either move off or I'm going to dash into them. And I scratched a few of those cars to come to this point, and I actually squeezed past that rock and the other rock to go past and open the pass and get down to Manali. As such, I can't really say whether that day was imperfect. I can't really say whether that day was beautiful. I leave it to you to decide whether it was really the imperfection that took over that day or the beauty that is life. Thank you.
We are now at our final architect, and she is Shimul Javeri Kadri, who founded and nurtured SJK Architects towards its current avatar as a firm that values culture and climate and builds gently in the context. Tonight, she speaks on beauty and imperfection. Shimul?
It's not that imperfection is beautiful, but that imperfection has the ability, it has the seed in it to create beauty. And so the take I've adapted actually is that beauty lies in the struggle to overcome imperfection. I I could have said its beauty is imperfect. I could have said imperfection is beautiful. But I think for me, the most interesting part of this was the idea that struggle, endeavor, effort is what human beings do in order to achieve perfection. Every Indian on the street is a designer. And as we can see, it's never the end product. You can see in every struggle over here that we have an amazing ability to make things work, however imperfect. Edison, when he created that amazing light bulb, ended centuries of darkness. It seemed perfect in every way possible. However, as we've seen over time, the light bulb has very sharp light effects and absorbs a lot of energy. The language, when you know it, seems absolutely perfect, and when you don't know it, it's completely imperfect. And then it took pigeons a few months to travel and get a letter from one place to another. We managed to bring that down to letters. Letters took maybe a few weeks. And then we decided that too is too long, till we came to the point that we're actually able to communicate within a second. One person to 1 million people within a few seconds. However, I think that's a completely mixed blessing. We actually think that our cars are, wonderful creatures. They're actually pigs. They're personalized. They spew out venom. They use fossil fuel, and they're steel encased. And then, of course, we moved from monarchy to democracy, and we thought we were very clever as a human race. And from democracy, we were able to, the land of milk and honey, the best country in the world, was able to go through an election and produce this. To me, there's nothing more imperfect than this. And to me, this is one of the most important, that if we can have individual action, that is beautiful. Individual action of the kind that Afroz Shah has been doing at the Juhu beach. And to me, the last of these is our final understanding that, binaries are for computers. We as human beings have much more to us than one gender. We have many genders in one. We also have the capability of loving our own gender. This beauty in diversity, I think, is amazing. And I think, to me, this symbol of Enso, the Japanese symbol, says it all. Life is completely imperfect, and yet we struggle. We struggle madly for perfection. This, to me, is literally the beauty of life. Thank you.
So, ladies and gentlemen, the evening is young. Kohler Bold Art invites you for drinks and dinner. Thank you.